Morning and welcome. You are with the Skeinz Diaries. It is the 20th of July, episode 263. You are with Marie, and I have managed to get Ethan, as I was hoping to do. There he is, live from Get
Hello.
Locked in
We're here.
Christchurch. Look at
Indeed.
you.
Yeah, new shop, a little bit of a
Oh,
new
new
look.
glasses too.
Yeah, new glasses. We even updated the haircut a little bit. Yeah, we're aiming for like modern Caesar because I'm now the emperor of my own little yarn kingdom. So, um, yeah.
Stop it. Good morning.
Good
It is so
morning.
exciting. I feel like it's been forever since I've had a catch up with you.
It
And
has been.
look, I know. And the store. So for everyone that hasn't caught up, you and the lovely Emily have
Yes.
sort of spread your wings and have got a
Mm-hmm.
beautiful new space in central Christchurch.
Yes, we do. So we performed what I would like to refer to as a yarn pit maneuver. So the pit maneuver, everyone, is a thing in stunt carring where you flip a vehicle over and land it on its wheels again. So we managed to pull a pit maneuver. And we closed down at one place on June the 30th, technically. And then we opened here on July 7th. So we are here. Obviously, I'm going to show off a tiny bit. So we've got a great little selection. I'm perched
Woo!
right in the shop. So this is my desk at the shop, actually, because I'm in one room. I only have one project with me, which is hilarious because I had three here last night, but I had to come in early to meet the Sparky and get stuff set up. But we've got our first knit along that's starting today, which is really exciting for the new shop. We've got a big selection from our friends over at Wild Earth. That's that cabinet right there. I mean, we're big fans of Jackie and Graham as a group. Got some stuff from Ashford, got some stuff over there. Lots of Hedgehog, a little bit of Spin Cycle, and some of our favorite hand dyers have come to the party as well. So,
No, I saw some
yeah,
big cartons from Rebecca, and what I love is you've gone and
yes,
created a uniquely not only South Island feel, but a uniquely Christchurch feel about
yeah.
the store.
We're really proud of how we've approached this. So, what we're going to be doing is so at the moment, we have our Ashford yarns on sale. This is because we've decided to commit to having an entire wall of our shop as just made in Christchurch. So, not just made in New Zealand, but what's been spun and processed here in Christchurch. Now, we are both obviously we are both very, very lucky as people who run yarn shops that we have incredible mills in our own towns. And it just seemed like the perfect opportunity to, follow your example a little bit and fill my shop with all things made right where I am. So by the end of hopefully this month, we will have sold through this Ashford. If you want to get in on this sale, it automatically applies at checkout. I know we're those people now. And any purchase of 5 balls or more, and you can mix and match, is 20% off until stocks are gone. So get in it. We have the Ashford triple knit in almost all the colors still, and some of the DK. But most importantly, we've been able to reach out to our local yarn friends and yarn partners here in Christchurch and really get together with them to form something that, apart from Skeinz, really, there's nothing else like this in New
Mm.
Zealand. And actually, if we're both being honest, there's nothing else. You can't go anywhere else except for Skeinz and now get flocked in all of both New Zealand and, for the most part, Australia, and find such a big selection of locally made yarns. So
Yeah.
it's really exciting. It represents doing more of what I love, which is working with a mill, working with other partners. I mean, we've got the beautiful Vespers yarn from Lisa Craig, who's Lisa F Design to all of you at home. And I mean, we're big Lisa heads. So,
Yeah.
like, that
We
wasn't
love
the
Lisa.
worst. Yeah, getting to know her last year at Cannes was so amazing. And then starting to stock more of her designs and then expanding into this. We obviously have some other people, but we do have a big selection of yarn now from Rebecca at Kiwi Yarna. So Rebecca actually works for Wild Earth, which is amazing. All of her bases are spun there, and she's dyeing them here in Christchurch. So, and we've got that beautiful Aspen 4-ply and soon the 8-ply from them, which is from The Polworth is from Starcrest Farms. It's from Eleanor. It's been dyed lovingly here in Christchurch at Cavalier and then shipped over and then spun. So in its whole life, including getting to this building, it travels about 527 kilometers.
Wow.
So like it's the most local thing we could find. And I obviously have a long-term passion for wool and spun yarn that has horrified some of our friends in the industry before, where I've been like, no, but I want this. And so finding in Jackie and Graham two other people who are really passionate about it. And, you know, the great opportunity here for everyone in Christchurch is that Wild Earth produces spectacular products, especially their 100% wool yarns are just amazing. But the thing is, their factory shop is only open very limited hours. So our goal is to carry as many of their products as possible so that basically we become like a Wild Earth flagship store. So you'll be able to come in, shop their whole range, and get help for all of your projects. Our knitting group, the Wednesday night group, is going stronger than ever. We've got new members every week. I mean, we've been doing it for 3 weeks already because we did 1 week in here before we opened, which was pretty fun, actually. A little bit of a camp party. It's more of a bring your own chair affair these days because, like, seating can be limited at the flock. And I've started the overhaul of what was previously known as Outlaw Online. So our online component is coming back as just the flock. So hopefully between all of that in the next little while, we will have everything that we need to offer our whole local community here. And we're really thrilled to have this opportunity. It was one of those things where it's like, oftentimes you've got a short window to act upon good things. We both know that. Marie and I have done many a different, actually, hilariously enough, Marie and I have done pretty much the exact same selection of businesses at different times over our entire life, which is
pretty
like,
much, yeah.
It's eerie sometimes.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, I obviously talked to you as soon as I knew what was going on with this. And I think we both just looked at it and Emily was on board and you and I said, you know, what's there to lose, right? And so just dove in head first, as always. And yeah, so super excited.
It is super exciting. It is super exciting. Joanne is just asking what's happened to Deb. Deb is still around. Deb is dying, and she has got her Rebel yarns, which she has always had, and that she is selling those direct from her website. So you can still get those.
Correct.
Or if you're in Christchurch, you can pop in and see Ethan. He's got a selection I can see over his shoulder there as well. So it's just
yes, we do.
Yeah, so it's just a changing. I mean, it's like businesses, nothing stays the same. There's nothing static in business, and we've all just had to move things around. But I've got a few things that I need to share. I put up yesterday some yarns. Well, I put up because we're doing midwinter stitchmas because we had so much post cyclone that got affected. Epic Sale got affected post cyclone. So a lot of yarns that we had all lined up for this for Epic Sale are now starting to come through. So we're doing a midwinter stitchmas. And yesterday I put on a 4-ply blueprint, which sold out about an hour ago. But we still have some of these DK prints. Now I took these colors. We doubled up. We did this range of 7 colors across 2 yarn bases. One was just a standard wool DK hand wash, and then a DK merino super wash, which is on our Orb base, which is what this is.
I was going to say, is that Orb? It looks like
Orb. Is Orb, and so of course because it's on that, it's super luxurious and super saturated. Now these. I know, $6.95. They're going like a train.
Of course they are.
So you need to get in on these because I don't think they're going to be here for very long. And then the other thing that we were only going to do Saturday and Sunday, but then if photography gets in today, stuff it. I'm going to stick them up today. So everything's ready. I just need the photography to come in so I can put the photography up. And we've got some incognito. So as you know, Aaron, anything that goes under incognito is either fiber or yarn, usually just yarn that is what we call premium brands in disguise. So it is yarn that has been available elsewhere under another label and we've either acquired or it's been returned. So we've got Pack-arama.
Oh, yes. We love a pack.
We do love a pack. And I'm just going to, so this is what the packs will look like. As you can see, everything is unbanded. And this is just a selection of the colours. Some of these may look familiar.
Yep.
So this is 100% New Zealand grown and New Zealand made Polworth. It is utterly stunning. It's really premium, beautiful stitch definition. And these, so we're only selling them in these packs, these 5 good packs. So that's 1,000 meters, 500 grams. So that will get you a small adult garment, pretty much most accessories, kids garments, and 2 packs will definitely get you an adult garment. So those and those $49.95.
Oh, baller! Top on those.
I know. So that's sort of half what the normal retail price was. So those, as soon as I get the pictures, and I'm promised I'm going to get them today. As soon as I get the photographs, I will get those up and just keep an eye on your email. And boom. You can, have a look at that. So what have you got on the needles? It looks like we're brioching.
We are brioching. So we have not been talking knitting very much, you and I. I think both of us had a bit of a knit mojo drop off. Now mine's been kind of steadily coming back. Obviously the girls at Spin Cycle and I have a bunch of collaborations going on. If that's not obvious, I've been doing a lot of Spin Cycle designing and knitting. And that was starting to really help. And then, I had planned this knit along for a pattern that I've actually wanted to knit for a long time, and I could just never find what I wanted for it. So I'm actually doing What the Fade by Andrea Mowry. Now, this was Andrea's first mystery knit along, which, if you guys aren't familiar, Andrea doesn't do mystery knit alongs very often. So I think there's only been 2 of them. I think it was this one and Night Shift. So this takes 6 skeins of fingering weight yarn that you use in a fade. I'm using a hedgehog fiber. Perhaps my lovely friend Emily could bring me a full fade so that I can show everyone what I'm knitting from. Amazing. So we're doing our first
tell you to come and say hello.
The lovely Emily, you should pop on and say hello. Just pop in and say hello. Here's the lovely Emily. Yay! So I'm doing What the Fade, and I talked to Hedgehog Fiber and convinced them, which didn't take very much actually, to recreate the original fade set for us. So we have the actual What the Fade fades in stock right now. And I'm a sucker for any bright color, and I do love a bright yellow. It's a famous thing about me. I love like a bright sunshiny yellow or an egg yolky yellow. I don't really go for mustard, sorry everybody. So this is the original set. That's what I'm knitting. So I'm in the second brioche section, which is the fading brioche section. And you know what? The thing is, over the years, I've definitely had some issues with Andrea Mowry patterns. Now, we all know that I'm a huge fan of her So Faded top, which is her top-down raglan fade. I think it's a great pattern. It's really well drafted. But, if you actually just want to sit and knit something and not have to think, if you want someone to have done all the work for you and all you have to do is play with pretty yarn, these patterns by Andrea are the way to go. They're really well written for anyone, especially if you're new to brioche. This is a great beginner brioche pattern. If you are sitting at home and you're sitting on some dips, some of those beautiful fingering weight dips that have been done by Skeinz over the last little bit, there are so many of those. If you've got 6 of them together, that would make beautiful fades. I'm thinking of some of those early ones, so like the Dovey grays and the pale pinks into those greens and blues and purples. And I think there was even some charcoaly dark ones at Wolf Fest. So if you've got some of those in 4-ply, please jump into our knit along. I'm going to be putting the video up today on the Get Flocked Instagram account, which is just Get Flocked on Instagram. And we want everybody to feel welcome to bring whatever yarn you're working with. If you're ever in town, just stop in. We've got a sit and knit section. It's right next to me. So we've got sofas and a chair, and you can just come in and hang out with us. And we're just always happy to see. And so this is my, I'm just happy to see people project. So I'm knitting something that is just fun and easy and light. And, the thing about the Hedgehog Fiber colors is they are like a slice of sunshine. And I think this winter we could all use a little bit more sunshine. Things have been tougher than I think any of us would like. And I think a lot of people, especially in the Hawke's Bay region, and also in Auckland are still going through a lot from all of the flood damage and other things that have gone on. So if you just need a little bit of light and fun and pure unbridled distraction, this is the way to go. This right here is pure fun and unbridled distraction. So we can definitely help you get sorted if you've got yarn in your stash already that you want to match some stuff to. If you want a whole new fade set, get in touch. And just for this knit along, I created a completely new special edition fade of their new colors. So this is going to be a fade fixture for Hedgehog Fiber. I designed this fade out of their new color set. So this is Labyrinth Data, Sugar, Daisy Chain, A Day in May, and Blue Lobster. And this is our special edition one for this knit along. So you never know what I'm going to do next, let's all be honest, but we've got both these fades up on the Get Flocked website. It's what I'm knitting, and honestly, it's just happiness. It's just like I wanted soft, pretty yarn in beautiful colors and not to think. And I think that's one of the big things. Like, we all make 1,001 decisions every day. I find, even for myself, by the end of it, that I'm just ready for a little bit of a break. And Andrea has done all the thinking for me in this case, so why fight it? Let's just steer into it. I'm also almost finished my new Catharsis pullover, which is a DK weight pullover. So if you wanted to get in on knitting my new pullover, you'd need 2 bags of those yarns that Marie just showed you. So grab 2, and the pattern will go up. I'll send Marie a test pattern version of it so she can share it out to anybody who might want it after they've purchased some yarn from her this weekend. And it would look actually amazing in those prints as well, because it's a very graphic but simple cable. It's just a 1x1 crisscross pattern that you're baking. Makes like a basket weave effect. Naturally, as everyone who knows me knows well, I don't function well on less than like 12 hours of sleep. And I got about 6 for the last 2 months. So did I remember to bring any other projects? No, but just before we like move on to some other things, I do have to show everyone, and these are very hard to get, but I got one today and I'm very excited. Erstwilder, the Australian brooch company, has released a new collection called Cozy Things, and it's all crochet themed. And so this is their cozy alpaca. Isn't it the cutest thing you've ever seen?
It's very cute. Very cute.
So anyway, so we all know what I'm going to be wearing for the rest of the day. I'm going to be wearing an alpaca on me, which I'm very excited about. But yeah, I mean, we also, you know what? While I have you all here, we do have a second knit along already planned. So we're going to be running knit alongs pretty much all the time here at Get Flocked, because that's how we like to do things. We've got a big knitting group, so it really helps everybody to stay motivated. So as you all know, regular watchers of the diaries, there are a couple of patterns that exist in the knitting world that I take rather severe umbrage with. One of them being Love Note, and the second one being ranunculus. But I have decided that it doesn't matter how right I am, which I would just like to point out I'm very right, but that instead we should focus on how do we make the best versions of a lace yoke pullover for ourselves. Like, what's the best path forward for each individual to make a lace yoke pullover? So including both ranunculus and Love Note, we are running a lace yoke pullover starting in 2 weeks from here at Get Flocked. Now,
including or excluding?
Including. So counted in this, you can do a ranunculus, or you can do a beautiful Love Note if you want. And we will help you get some perfect gauge and find the exact right yarn to work through that. If you have some Whisper Fine in your stash and you pick up some Orb DK that's out right now, or some of that pack yarn this weekend, you would be well set up to start a ranunculus or to start a Love Note. Bring your Skeinz yarn and get in on our knit along.
The Ashford triple knit that you've got would actually work well, because they say DK. You could just use a standard DK, but if you did Love Note as written and use the triple knit or the bulky instead in Ashford, it would be the gauge would be much better, because
the gauge would be amazing.
So wackadoodle. It's wackadoodle.
Yeah, it is wackadoodle. And so, but like, we do have other options as well. So like I will not be making a love note or a ranunculus, nor will I be making I know, right? Breaking news from the
Adelaide,
front
though, was
line.
Adelaide would be a goodie.
Adelaide is in there, but I'm actually not doing that. I am doing a pattern that is almost indistinguishable from Adelaide. I'm making Trite, Treit, by Kate Davies. Now, we froth a good Kate Davies design. So she used the exact same lace pattern as Adelaide, because there's only so many lace patterns out there. Don't at us. We don't care. Like, it's a stitch dictionary. It was designed by Barbara G. Walker. Everyone's been using the same stitch dictionary for the past 75 years. Let's move on emotionally. Tell me I'm wrong. I'm not wrong. Anyway, the good news is this one is bottom up, which I am super excited about. So I found a lace yoke pullover that is bottom up, which I prefer because then I can do more jiggery pokery with the neckline, which we all know I've never left a neckline alone. And yeah, well, because they're all too low. They're like, gigantic. You should see what I did to my shift again. I'll bring it to Ken and you'll be like, what happened here? Because I like.
Now you just dropped the bomb.
Oh.
We haven't told them you're coming to Ken.
Whoopsies.
Whoopsies.
Fun fact.
He's coming. Well, not that it was a surprise. It's just that things have changed. So.
Yes, sorry. We've been rushing. It's just we've been rushing around here trying to get everything sorted and planned. So I'm coming back to Cannes because I frickin' love Napier. If that's not obvious to anybody who's met me, it's one of like 3 places in New Zealand that I willingly travel. The other one of them, for some deranged reason, being Dunedin. I think I need my head checked. And so I do.
I miss going to.
I love Dunners. I love Dunners. The good news is I have some travel plans in general for this year, which might also include heading down to the Invercargill area to visit our wonderful friend at the Cabana di Yarna. Because we love Tiana. We were all in a row this year at Woolfest. They put all the troublemakers, including Pearl Foundry, all together this year. Made it much easier. We were very quiet. That's how it was so easy to find us. We're the quiet, reserved ones.
Sorry, yes. I've got you off track. So you're knitting. Yes, you can bring. Yeah, it'll be great to see that it can, and it'll be good to and to have you along. Yeah, so it's going to be so much fun. Now, Joanne was just asking, would the new Vixen print look good with Brigadoon? So that's the Vixen print there. Honestly, Joanne, no, I would put this with Florence in Orb as an Orb DK as a solid. That's what I would. Or Orchid is the other one that this would look good at. But the other thing too with a double time is that I wouldn't necessarily match a color from the print with your solid shade, because what then happens is the stripes start melting into each other, and you actually want to have lovely crisp stripes. So so that one there is the one that is closer to Brigadoon. I would personally pick an Orb DK color if you want to do double time with any of these prints, and I would be doing things like looking at either Mist or Grayson, which is the light or dark gray, or even the cream, the moon, and sort of just using those as your contrasts, because I think
high contrast is the way to go. Marie's right. So like think about it in terms of color work. Like if you were trying to do I do regularly say that stripes aren't color work, because they're not. When we are picking stripe colors, we want to think in terms of color work. So go for something crisp and quite different. I mean, we've seen here a parade of quite nice double times.
So this Vixen, if it were me, I would actually be picking Shell or Blossom and actually going the light pink. So they're lighter.
I was going to say Blossom.
Yeah, and sort of going that way. This one here is the Minstrel, which has also got those teals. See that with the sand, so it keeps it in that sort of same zone, but it's a really crisp sort of stripe. So, and then you can do things in like with the blue. So this is another one here. This is with the pinks. This one is called Boho. But see this, I would put with the moon. I'd do that as a cream one, or even so it's keep those. I would go quite contrasty if it were me. Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah.
But I mean,
So I finished the jumper for my brother, which is actually sitting in the
oh,
office. I
good.
showed everyone that on Monday. It's yeah, the arm's probably a bit long. So I only did it for him to walk the dog, so I'm not that phased. And I have been, my mojo's been a little bit on holiday. Uh,
Mm,
However, I have been doing my scrappy crochet blanket, which is what I do when I lose my mojo. And as you said,
perfect.
mindless happy knitting. So
Yep.
that's where I've been at with that. But I've been toying because, of course, we've got all this new yarn, plus like the incognitos. I've just got so much yarn here, fabulous new yarn, and I'm
Mhm.
torn at what to cast on with those. So I'm sort of a bit torn. But then I've also got in stash. I was saying to everyone on Monday, I don't remember when we were at Capital Fibre Fest, I bought those art yarns from Annette and those
Yes.
gorgeous, beautiful layered
Mhm.
dyes from Bonnie. And I've got them all together in a packet because, of course, I bought them to go together. And I'm actually thinking
Yeah.
it's been 2 years. It might be time to bust those out and do them.
Maybe some
Um,
sort of like poncho situation, like a classic
yeah,
Marie art yarn poncho.
pretty much. That's where I was heading with it.
Like
I
if
think.
there's one thing that will drag you back into the knitting, it's an art yarn poncho. We've seen you do it before.
I know, I know. So I think that's where I'm going to go. So I just need to dig it out
Well, it
and
is just funny because I think you and I have quite a different way of like rediscovering mojo, right? Like I
yeah,
tend to need to finish something. Like I tend to
yeah.
dig out a whip and finish a whip, and then things go like that for me. Like I finished the fronts of my catharsis, got them blocked, and the
Mm.
moment that I finished casting off the one front, everything else just started flying off the needles.
See, I don't. I'm quite monogamous. That's the problem that I got. I don't have a
Yeah.
lot of whips. And so I don't sort of have that. And I usually have what I call my ongoing purse knitting, but of course
Mm.
I hadn't even started that. I never got to that while I was away a few weeks ago. So I just need to get stuff cast on. So hopefully, I've been a bit bogged down with work, but hopefully from the week after next, sort of heading into Can, I've just got a little bit more wiggle room and time.
I mean,
So
I have some great Nora Gone project suggestions.
shut up. I wore this especially for you today,
I know.
especially for
I love
you.
it so much, and it is so beautiful. You can't say it's not worth it.
Oh no! Look, it is probably one of my. This is up there in my top 5 knits of all time in terms of
Yeah.
wearing it and loving it. It is.
Now you know
Will I
she
ever
has
do
this
it
one that's
again? Hell
entirely.
no!
One sec. Let me get knit fold repeat out because
Oh,
it's just some
God.
pleats. We love a pleat, right? We love giant knitted pleats. Okay, hold on one sec. Do I have an idea for you that you're probably going to look at and say, absolutely not? But it would be really cool. And uh, it has just the most interesting little feature on it. Look at that giant pleat right in the center. Only Nora Gone could conceptualize this as a sane garment and be like, this is the thing people will knit. Bless her heart. Now, there is an actual cardigan in here. I'm going to skip all the smocking because I don't think we're going back to sew up our thing afterwards. But I do think this one would be amazing on
Uh,
you.
yeah, I know, and I just know that the
And
minute I
as per
do that.
usual, it's a very reasonable amount of knitting.
Mm-hmm.
Just think those
Mm,
front pleats, they couldn't take very long.
yeah, yeah. No, I'm not falling for that trick again.
Come on.
Not falling for that trick again. All right. So now, if people are in Christchurch and they want to find you, where are you hiding
Oh,
now?
oh, well, I mean, we've put ourselves in a very difficult to find location at 225 High Street. So we are right across from the bus exchange. So you walk through the bus exchange, walk through the crossing, pop out, turn right, go past H&M, and you're there. Or you could just turn left and walk around the edge of the As Keller building and come in. We're right by Lululemon, right by the Pink Lady Bar and the Muse Hotel, right by a lot of construction. Surprise, it's the CBD in Christchurch. But there something is going on in Christchurch, and it's really amazing. Marie's been a few times since obviously all the quakes and stuff happened, but the CBD is full, as in almost every building is rented. They're building new buildings because we're running out of space. The CBD is actually back alive completely. And we stepped into this at the exact right moment. We are a stone's throw from Riverside Market. We're right near Colombo Street. We couldn't be closer to everything that you love. You can hit us up and then go get lunch at Valentine's. Yeah, it is the best time to be in Christchurch, and we are so lucky that we jumped on this opportunity to do this right now, because
Awesome.
it's honestly just onwards and upwards for here for Christchurch CBD, and we are thrilled to be a part of this revitalization. We're in a gorgeous historic building as well. You can't miss it. It's big and white and beautiful. Our shop is full of light, even when it's dark outside, because it's dark and gray here today, but it's still light and bright inside. You can see all the colors really well when you come in. And it's quite homely. We've got like Axminster carpets throughout the shop, and many pictures of our one true queen, Jessica Fletcher. There's more than one photo of her, and I also have a selection of plates of our various royal ladies. So at the moment on the wall adorning us, we have the Diana, Princess of Wales coronation plate, which is quite a showstopper. Then we have Elizabeth I, the Queen Mother, in full regalia plate in the center, of course, where she belongs. And last but certainly not least, 70s era Betty in a mustard yellow dress holding a corgi.
Excellent.
Yeah,
I think you need to pop up a little tray, silver tray, with a Waterford crystal glass and a wee miniature bottle of Bombay Sapphire for the Queen Mum.
Oh, absolutely. Well, we do actually have a little
Gordon's. I
crystal
think she may have been a Gordon's girl, actually. But there you go.
Okay. Well, there we go. I mean, I do love to be a little cheeky. Let's be honest here. And I couldn't resist. Someone showed me the first of these royal plates, and like these plates were a big thing back in the day. For those of you who don't remember, like decorative wall plates were like a thing. And I grew up with a bunch of them. They were all over our house for some reason. And I guess it's just stuck. And now mixed with my weird enjoyment of kitsch and retro, obviously we've seen the glasses. And so it's just birthed into a plate situation. It's an experience.
Blank canvas. Right. We are going to also decide too. I think we're going to do a new Thursday because new shop, new Thursday. We'll figure that out and we'll let everybody know. But yes, good news. I'm so looking forward to seeing you at Cannes, which is, I know, crazy, a little like 5 weeks away. I need to get the
I know,
stats
it's so good.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Well, I'll be there to pick up anything that happens, so don't worry. We're in it together.
Thank you. And I see Auntie Kathy has just jumped on the chat. She'll be there as well. And then we'll be having a big bow reunion, which will be very exciting.
Yes. Bobo time.
Bobo time.
Amazing.
All right. Don't remember, if you want to grab any of these prints, definitely jump on that and be quick. The special price is only on them until the end of the month. So either the end of the month or until they're all sold. At the rate they're going, I think they'll be gone by the end of the month. And those incognito packs, these will be going up, as I said, $49.95, half the normal retail price. Keep an eye on your inbox, because as soon as those go live, I will. I've already written the newsletter, so I just need to press go. As soon as those go live, I will press go on that newsletter and get that sent out. I'm just waiting for the photo. So with any luck, by the time I get off there, she usually sends them around the middle of the day. So yay, exciting. And those will only be on sale until, again, while stocks last, until the end of Sunday. And we're only selling them in packs at this stage because of the limited amount that we've got. Right, until then, I will see you guys on Monday, and hopefully I would have cast something on by then. That's my goal.
We'll find out.
We'll find out. Take care. See you guys then.
Bye, everybody.